All right, what's going on, guys? Indy here with Ultimate Tour Reviews. This is a bit more in-depth of a problem than I actually thought it was going to be. So this is my passenger side door here. Now, the issue, and this is what came with the truck, but the issue is still ongoing. Had no idea how this thing started. But anyways, the passenger side window would not go up or down. It was just stuck in place. Now, it wasn't stuck. You could still move the window up and down when you took off the regulator. That's no big deal. Now, I took off the entire door panel. This is super easy to do. It looks like a lot of pieces here. It's really not a big deal. So you have two bolts that are right in the handle there, the door handle. All of these things are just little plastic clips. I broke one off here. I'm going to just go buy a few more of those. You can take a long head screwdriver and just pop those out really quick. Super easy to do. And then you can also reference the video where I pulled off the inside door handles. If you know what this is, that's just going to be your little pin there that opens the door with the latch there. That's one screw, just pops right out. No big deal. So this thing comes out. If you do it, once you do it one time, you get this whole door off in like 5 minutes. But I went nice and slow and got it off all nice and clean here. You also have to take this part off too, which is just going to be one screw. And right here is that little handle there. One screw there. I kept all the parts nicely organized in here. So I pulled that off and the whole door panel just pops right up. You're going to have 3 of these plugs to disconnect. And of course, one is going to be your light for the door handle. You have one for your switches, which is right here, door locks. And then right here is going to be your one for controlling the passenger side door. Now, both of the switches did not work, which to me pointed to more of an electrical issue, but I wanted to get in here anyways and check out the motor, check out the regulator, make sure that was good. It's only a $38 part to buy the whole new assembly, so I bought a new one anyways. Now, I did pull the old one out. It still was working, but I figured if I got the whole thing apart, I might as well just replace the whole regulator for 38 bucks anyways. It's not a big deal. So let me show you where the real issue here was with the electrical issue. I'm going to go to the driver's side. All right, so on the driver's side, before I get into that issue, let me quick reference what all you need to take off to get this whole door panel off. First off, single Phillips #1 screw right here. This whole handle comes off. You have a little push pin here, so you need to push that little thing in. Or sorry, you need to pull the center out, which is kind of tricky, and then the whole thing snaps right out. You have 2 screws here, which are kind of tricky to get out. Here's your 1 PH2 screw there, and then all along the door, you've got those little interior fasteners, which are very easy to pop out. Once you have all those off, and especially this black piece here, the whole thing can just pop up and out. No big deal. At least on the driver's side, you only have one connector here, and this was the issue. So let me show you this. You can see a little bit of burn marks in there, a little bit of corrosion, which I kind of scraped that all out, so this is nice and clean again. But let me show you the part and what that looked like. And if you're wondering how to get this piece off, super easy. Grab your large Phillips head screwdriver, or sorry, flathead screwdriver. This thing pops right out. It comes out in just seconds. Super easy to do. No problem at all. Right here is going to be the trim piece. You can see that's just got a snap in the front, snap in the back. There you go, pops out, no problem. All right, so here is the mess of parts here. Now, this assembly is actually really easy to take apart. It's only got a couple screws. I think it's like 5 screws that come out of this thing. And here is my issue here. So I believe this is the relay here. I might be wrong on that one. But right up top here, this is going to be your window lock here. So this looked fine. Nothing wrong here. Right here is going to be the little part there that goes in and out. Nothing too big there, but when we get to here, that is the issue there. Lots of burn marks here. Something's going on in here that's definitely not good. So I just ordered an all new part for this. I'll put a link in the description, guys, to all the parts that I ordered to do this. And this is the driver's side module here, and then the motor or the entire regulator up here. This is for the passenger side. So this thing actually still works. I tested it out. It still works fine, but it does look like it's getting aging. It's 25 years old. I don't think this one was replaced at all, because it does have the original, Toyota branding on there. I don't see a date code on here. Let's see. I don't see like an obvious date code here. Made in Japan. This is a 2000 Tacoma that I've got, so I'd look for like a 2099 date code. I don't see anything on there. And that's going to be about it. So I'm replacing this part anyways, and this is my problem here with that relay. Something happened in this door here. There's no other signs of smoke or burn marks here, but I'm guessing something just shorted out in this switch here, and it's causing now this passenger switch to not work. And that's about it. So I did test, I kind of traced back all the wiring here. This thing still works. I do get like 1 volt to the actual window regulator. So of course this thing is not going to do anything with 1 volt. And that's about it. So These parts all come in the next few days, so I'm going to continue this in a few days, and we'll get all stuff put back together. It looks like a big mess, but it's really not that complicated. Everything goes in nicely again. It's really not a big deal. It looks complicated when you first do it the first time, but after you get it down once, this is a very easy job. It's really not a lot to it. All right, so that was likely our issue here, was this whole control panel was possibly started on fire, electrical fire there, or it just got totally fried somehow. So let's walk over the passenger door, guys. I'll show you how the new regulator goes in. Super easy, actually. All right, so we got the new regulator in. It's going to be these 6 gold bolts there. I like to start with this bolt here once you get it in there, and then of course you can lift it up, put these 4 bolts in, get these 2 additional bolts in, and then of course keep your window locked up into the upright position there. Just use some blue tape, super easy to do. And what you want to do is you want to lower this down, have the window actually come down, and then you'll match up these 2 bolts here. You have an access hole here on your first gen, and you got the other one here. Once you get to about this position, about 2 inches or so from the top there, you can easily get those bolts in. This piece right here will slide left and right, so you can make that alignment, and then we are all set. Now make sure you're aware though that you have to have this piece, your passenger side window, to be able to use that window. You cannot use the driver's side. And then very important, before you put anything back on the window, put this up or down. So you want to make sure you check for any bolts that are loose. See this one? This one's still loose here. That needs to be retightened. So you want to make sure you put this up and down a couple times, make sure there's no issue with the track still. All your bolts are in good, and make sure everything's all set before you start putting the door back together. But guys, that's about it. This is a tricky, I guess I wouldn't say it's like overall tricky. It's just kind of tricky to figure out how everything, what went wrong here exactly. I thought it was the regulator. I thought it was the motor initially first. Then it could be an electrical issue, but it was not. Well, it technically was an electrical issue. I had to replace the control side on the driver's side door. All the controls there were replaced. That was your issue here. And then when you plug this one back in, hold it all the way up for 5 seconds. That'll then reset it, and then now you can then use it again. So no big deal here. Just kind of tricky to figure everything out in the big picture there. And that's about it, guys. So I'll put this door panel back on. That'll be super easy to do, and this will be all set. So guys, thanks for watching. Take care. Have a great day.